Imagine living in a small town where everyone knows each other's names. It seems like the perfect place, where crime is something you only hear about in stories. But sometimes, the most unimaginable things happen in the most unexpected places. And this is one of those stories, a tragedy so horrific that it left an entire community in shock. This is the chilling true story of Stephen Valle and Samantha Sebella, two people whose actions would forever stain the quiet streets of Indiana. What could possibly drive a couple to harm their own child? What happens when the most vulnerable among us are let down by those who should protect them? Let's find out. In 2015, a quiet town in Indiana would become the site of an unimaginable crime. A baby girl, just days old, was found dead. But this wasn't just a death, it was a betrayal, a cruelty so deep it would rock the entire community. And at the center of this tragedy were two people, Stephen Valle and Samantha Sebella. Stephen Valle was 31 years old at the time, and although he appeared like an ordinary man, his past was anything but. He had a criminal record with a history of bad decisions that never seemed to stop him. Samantha Sebella, on the other hand, was 23. She had grown up with instability and pain, making her an easy target for the wrong choices. Together, they seemed like an unlikely pair, yet they shared one dark secret that would soon come to light. It all started when Samantha found out she was pregnant. For most people, pregnancy is a time of joy and hope, but for Samantha, it was filled with fear and uncertainty. She didn't know how to be a mother, and worse yet, she wasn't sure she even wanted to be one. Stephen, however, saw the baby as a way to fix their troubled relationship. He believed that having a child could somehow heal their broken lives. But the truth was, their relationship was falling apart, and the pressure of the pregnancy only made things worse. As the months went on, tension built between the couple. Samantha, unsure and overwhelmed, couldn't see a way out of the life they had created. Stephen, desperate for control, pushed her further into isolation. Their relationship became toxic, and the weight of it all seemed to break them. But nothing could prepare them for the choice they would make. On the night of February 27, 2016, Samantha went into labor. But there was no plan to seek medical help. There was no excitement, no joy of bringing a new life into the world. Instead, in the darkness of their home, Samantha gave birth to a tiny, fragile baby girl. And in that moment, the couple made a decision that would end the life of an innocent child before she ever had a chance to grow. The baby girl, left alone in a cold, unforgiving environment, was abandoned by the people who should have cared for her. By the time help arrived, it was too late. The baby had died, and it was clear to investigators that her death was not an accident. This was a deliberate act of neglect, and it was a fate that was sealed the moment Stephen and Samantha made their choices. When authorities arrived, found the scene to be even more horrific than anyone could have imagined. The baby had not been given medical attention, and it was obvious that she had been left to die. But as the investigation deepened, the true horror of the situation became clear. Stephen and Samantha had planned it all. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, it was something they had both agreed upon. The cruelty of their actions was mind-boggling. The case quickly became a national story. How could two parents do something so unimaginable? How could they kill their own child? Stephen and Samantha initially denied any responsibility, but the evidence against them was overwhelming. Slowly, the truth began to emerge, and it was even worse than anyone had feared. The couple had intentionally allowed their baby to die, ignoring every instinct of compassion, every bit of humanity. The courtroom drama that followed was intense. The prosecution presented their case, showing how the couple's neglect had led to the death of their child. Stephen and Samantha's defense tried to argue that they were simply unfit parents, overwhelmed by the situation, but the jury saw through the lies. After a long and painful trial, both Stephen and Samantha were convicted of murder. They were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This tragic story serves as a painful reminder of the darkness that can exist behind closed doors. Stephen Valle and Samantha Sebella will forever be remembered as the baby killers from Indiana, two people who made a choice that defied all logic, all love, and all humanity. Their story is one of heartbreak, betrayal, and the ultimate cost of a life lost far too soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story and come for the first time, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for upcoming stories. We need your support. Please share these stories with your friends and family. Thanks.